Anger, for example, is a very toxic emotion, and it does cause heart damage over time. It's the only emotion that we really know that's been linked to things like cardiovascular risk. And anger is toxic because it's like you're driving a car, you're stepping on the gas and pushing on the brake at the same time, because anger tells you to run away and to attack at the same time, because you don't know what's going to happen. And so it really amps up the physiological demand on your body. And so if you including your heart and your musculature. So if you stay like that for like 10 years, you're going to age 20 years. And that's a bad plan.
What are the dangerous oils? The worst oils you can take are the altered polyunsaturated fats. So the very word poly meaning there's lots of empty spaces on the molecular structure of the fat, which means that when these oils are extracted and they're exposed to light, heat and oxygen, it basically destroys the oil. So what are your polyunsaturated oils? That's safflower oil, sunflower oil, peanut oils, your seed oils, your nut oils. Potato is used for tissue inflammation. Swollen eyes, sore eyes, red eyes. It can be used for ingrown toenails, so tissue inflammation. Sprained ankle, very good on sprained ankle. So the lady that had the swollen knee, I said to her, put a potato on. Potato is very cooling, so it's great for all tissue inflammation. The potato is also a drawer. I've also seen this draw out splinters. Sometimes you get a splinter in a finger that's just too painful to get out. If you put the grated potato on, it'll keep that swelling down. It will not get pussy or what they call infected. And usually after a couple of days, you can just get a needle on the tip of it, press it, and it'll usually just come out. I've just seen that happen a few times.
Never touch an inorganic fruit, because fruits absorb pesticides and herbicides and insecticides through their skin. The recent study published about inorganic strawberries, where they actually took inorganic strawberries from the supermarket, brought them home, put them in a commercial press, pressed the juice out of them, and there was so much pesticide in the juice, they were able to take that juice and respray the crop.
Oh, that's nasty.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
And still have the same level of pesticide protection from the juice that was squeezed from inorganic fruits.
I say to people that like fish, I say, be cautious of your crabs and your oysters and your prawns, because they're taking up that from the bottom of the sea.
What would be the cause for rosacea and redness on the nose, and how could you heal it?
What we find is that every skin disease has an allergy component. And so whenever there's a skin problem, whether it be eczema, psoriasis, rosacea, we advocate ceasing the 5 allergens, which is dairy, wheat, oats, peanuts, refined sugar. We also add a word of caution to that, is that it can take at least 2 months to see a result.
What do you think Wi-Fi is doing to us, since it's everywhere, experiencing, including you?
I think it degrades your mitochondria, and it, opens your blood-brain barrier.
Damage to the blood-brain barrier. Radio frequency radiation exposure has been shown to affect the permeability of the blood-brain barrier, as well as altering the expression of microRNA within the brain, which researchers state could lead to adverse effects such as neurodegenerative disease. Whoa. The findings were followed by suppression, misinformation, and a shutdown of government-funded research in the United States.
It's the same play.
We gotta get rid of Wi-Fi. What the fuck, Jamie?
So what causes insulin resistance is insulin. What made too much insulin? You stimulated it too much, too frequently, and now you became insensitive to it. And what made your sugar levels go up so much is 1, eating too frequently. Stop eating so frequently. You're a Paleolithic human being actually, and your genetics are more than 10,000 years old. So in those days, you were not such a good archer that you could make a hunt and kill it every 2 hours. You probably made a kill, and then you probably didn't eat for another day or 2. That's all you did. You're supposed to feast and fast, but we don't do that anymore.
The rule number 1 is to get vitamin N.
Vitamin N?
Yes, that's the rule number 1. You need to inject yourself with vitamin N.
N is for?
N is to learn to say no. That's a vitamin. Yeah, that's how to get self-discipline. Secondly, setting your priorities right. Thirdly, is avoid complaining. Those are the 3 factors which can lead you to self-discipline. I always say the disciplined ones are free in life. The indisciplined ones are not free. They're in prison.
When you kiss, there's the mix of saliva is designed to tell if you're a good match. It's like attraction spikes, sexual attraction, arousal spikes. If you're not a good match, you might kiss them and not feel that much. If you have a woman you're just hyper attracted to, that scent is intoxicating. You might see a girl that you think is beautiful, and then you're next to her and you don't feel that extra attraction, and when things are heating up, you don't feel as much arousal. The scent and the saliva, it's all ways to determine if someone's a good genetic match. And when I look back to the women I've been the absolute most attracted to, the scent was not like a perfume, but like the natural scent was completely intoxicating. And that's a good thing to qualify for and actually like be a little bit cognizant of, because when you are very attracted to the scent and there is like that kissing feels really good and things heat up easily because the saliva is a good match, well, you're gonna have healthier, stronger offspring.
And I think both sides can tell too, right?
Yeah.
It's the reason why girls aren't going after the best looking guy, right? Like that core chemistry is also very important.
The human body was not meant to actually consume H2O, but they were meant to consume H3O2. Notice an infant baby. When an infant baby come from the womb, do that infant baby drink water? No, it don't. Do you know why? Because it is very toxic to the baby, because it is very acidic to the baby, and the baby can suffer from water toxicity. You see that? It will mess up the baby whole kidney filtration system. It will drown the baby lungs, and it doesn't have the right amount of phytonutrients and bioflavonoids and biophotons to sustain the baby and make the baby thrive. That's why when a baby come from the womb, they either offer you two options. Make sure that baby get on the breast milk, which we're going to talk about a lot, or put that baby on some type of formula, some type of milk formula that's going to have all the synthetic properties inside of it that's essential to the baby's growth and development.